Hey guys, Mopire here again. Going to be doing a little video about the monk. I've done the ones on the apprentice, the squire, and now it's the monk, and I'll be following with the trap huntress. Now this is just a basic video for new characters to show you different abilities of the class and the different towers, aka defenses that they can drop. Now this is the monk. The monk tends to be more of a support class. They cannot drop any sorts of towers or walls. Instead they drop auras. Now that can be nice, but they make it very hard for you starting off as a monk. I would not suggest the monk as a starting character. For most of the game, you're going to want to be able to create walls. Once you get up, level up an apprentice or a squire, up to I'd say at least 50, then you could start a monk and use both of them. The abilities of the monk fit very well with the other classes, so they're very good support, but not a very good solo character. So, okay, so we'll talk about the first thing you can summon, the Ensnare Aura. Now, I took off all my gear so that I could actually drop these and not take up so much room. I think I've still got 60 in radius. When you first start off, when you don't have any points in anything, they're pretty small, but with my gear on, they're ridiculously huge, so I had to try to fit these in here. So this is the Ensnare Aura. Now that's the green one. That's kind of the bread and butter of the class. The most reason, between this and the Lightning Tower, that's pretty much as a monk what you're going to be using the most. The Ensnare Aura, any mob that walks into this aura is slowed down by a lot. It depends on your tower attack, really, but it's very handy to slow them up so that other towers can attack, or you can get over there and attack them yourself, depending on how you want to do the map. I like the Ensnare Auras with either, well, they tend to work the best with either a Trap Huntress or an Apprentice, um, but they also work good with Squires, too. So, alright, now the Electric Aura. Now, this suffers from the immunities of electricity, obviously. This is the only damage-dealing aura that the monk has. Now, this is another reason why soloing with a monk is hard. If you have immune mobs to this, without having any walls or anything, they're just going to make a beeline right to the crystal. Can't really do much about it. So, it's very neat. What it does is it will attack and, keep ticking away at the mobs as they walk through it. So the longer they're in the lightning aura, the more damage they're going to take. That's why using the combination of the ensnare aura and the electric aura is very, very handy. Now, the next one, healing aura. This is situational. Not very many times you really need the healing aura. If you want someone, say you're playing a game, you have someone that doesn't want to drop any towers, just wants to attack stuff. You're like, okay, well you can defend on this side and you drop a healing aura there for them. So they can sit there and attack stuff while being healed. Pretty handy. Not many maps you're going to be using it on. It really depends on how you want to play the game, but you tend to use your defenses more than attacking yourself, since you can only cover so much of the map by yourself. So, but you will use it eventually. Now the next one, Strength Drain. Very, very handy for playing with, say, a Squire or Apprentice, what have you. What this does, it means any mob that's in there is going to do significantly less damage to whatever it attacks, whether it's attacking you, or a wall, or a tower. Now another nice thing about the auras is they can't be attacked. The way they depreciate in health is by the amount of time a mob is inside here. The more mobs you get in here for a longer period of time, the quicker the health goes down. Now I believe the healing one goes down by the amount of it healing. I don't know for sure, but I can tell you for sure that the ensnare, the electric, the strength drain, and the enrage go down by the amount of mobs and the time involved with them being inside the auras. So, something to keep in mind. The quicker you can kill the mobs and get them out of the auras, by killing them obviously, the longer they're going to last. So, now this one here is the Enrage Aura. The Enrage Aura, what it does is any mobs that come in there have a chance of getting enraged and starting to attack other mobs. Now, that sounds great. The downside to that is most of the mobs do hardly any damage to each other. So say you're wanting to try to DPS the entire map on your own, okay? Drop a couple enrage auras, and that'll try to keep them busy before you get over there. But if you're just going to drop an enrage aura with, like, say, a lightning on top of it, and hopefully they'll kill each other, it takes a while. So something to keep in mind. It will help to kind of cluster the mobs up so you can run through and kill them if you want, or let other towers kill them. But it costs a lot of defensive units, and its use is fairly limited. So something to keep in mind. Alright, so that's the different auras you can summon in. Now, let's go over the different abilities. You've got here is Tower Boost. The other one is Hero Boost. Very, very simple. One boosts and heals towers, or auras, or defensive, whatever you're near. It'll do a little aura around you, and anything within a certain range will start getting healed. It'll slowly repair defenses. It doesn't seem to work on traps, though, something to keep in mind. But it'll heal auras, towers, and all that. So fairly simple. You can run both of them at the same time. They both cost mana, and the longer you run them, the more mana it costs, so watch your mana levels. The other one is Hero Boost. What that does is it increases the damage output of anyone near you, including yourself. And it also provides some healing. The healing isn't that great, but it is an additional factor to it, so something to keep in mind. I'll go over the female version as well. And yes, I'm running kind of slow. I had to take all my gear off. So let's see here. I will swap to my female version. I think I have one. There we go. I never play on her, but I made one anyway. Okay, so her ability, she has defensive boost and enemy drain. Now this is technically remote defensive boost. And what it does, it'll boost the range attack, I think, of any ability or any defenses that... Okay, let me see how I explain this. If you have any other characters that you're playing with near you, and you activate that, anything that they have put up on the map will be boosted. And I believe, let me read the tooltip for sure, since I haven't used this much. Here we go. Yeah, remote defensive boost. Enhances the damage, attack rate, and range of all defenses summoned by any nearby ally heroes. So you get everyone stands together, and then you activate that. It costs a lot of mana, but say if everyone else has mana too, they can drop mana so you can run it longer, and it'll boost everything on the map. So that's pretty cool. You know, say if you have a difficult wave coming up, you can run that. The other ability is Enemy Drain, and what it does is it reduces, there we go, reduces the strength, resistance, and movement speed of all nearby enemies. So pretty much it's a strength drain and a snare together, and you're running around killing stuff. It works really good if you are running with another character, another DPS character, that's like a Countess that can increase the damage output, or a male monk that can increase that with Hero Boost. Something to keep in mind. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, hopefully you guys will try the monk out. The monk is a very fun class. They can both fight in melee and ranged with the right click ability, or it might be different on consoles. So this is just a little overview of the monk class. One of my favorite classes, but again, not the best for a starting character, so keep that in mind. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed.